Okay, today is let's see, May 29th, Friday, 2026. And today I've got two little tips for you for efficiency, with kitty litter, saving cost, cutting costs with kitty litter. Okay, the first one right here. Normally, at grocery store like at Kroger's, you get one of these jugs like this. I think they're about $8 or $9 for a jug like that. Now you can also get it in this size right here, the value size right here. It's about 25 pounds. Now the trick is dispensing it. And so the first attempt I did is I took a foot-long piece of 1.5 inch PVC, put a bungee cord on it, and when I tried to pour it, it would bunch up around the sides. It was like pushing a string. There was no way that you're going to do that. So what I did instead is I took one of these jugs like this, and you can see how I cut the back out of it. Be real careful. I would suggest you have somebody to hold the jug, and if you have both hands on the box knife. I used to be a school shop teacher. I'm always, safety is everything. So if you have both hands on that box knife and you're very careful when somebody's holding it, and also I would suggest you wear heavy leather gloves. I don't know how much experience you have with tools and stuff, but if you do that, heavy leather gloves, have somebody hold the box, and very carefully you cut that with a box knife, and then you take two lids like that. Take these two lids. You got to have a couple of these jugs to start with, and then you take the hot melt glue and glue them back to back like this, and you very carefully drill, and you can use a coping saw to saw that out in there, being very careful, of course. And you can see I got some hot melt glue, and I got some screen wire around there to hold them together, and be sure that when you put these things together, that you have the two jugs together so that these both, when you screw them down tight, they will line up. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so now, what you see, I took took that tube rod off, which doesn't do any good. And here's your bag with that stuff in it. That's actually what that is. It's sodium bentonite. I saw there's a YouTube video about the hazards of your little furry friend breathing that stuff, especially over a long period of time, getting in their lungs down there. And you probably poured it in a kitty litter box and makes a cloud. For you, it's bad enough, but when they're down there 2 inches away from it and breathing it all the time, that is not good. And I'll deal with that in just a second. Okay, so you got the bag right down in here, and then I would suggest that you get a dishwashing glove right there, because that stuff will do a number on your hand, that dust. So I haven't got enough hands to do it myself, and I haven't got a helper here. So you reach up in there with that glove on your hand and just take that kitty litter, that sodium bentonite, and just scoop it and drag it down, and right into that, through that, like a big funnel right there. And I found this to be practical. And like I said, be sure you're wearing that glove. Okay, and so of course you're using that glove and dragging it down in there. And notice how if you properly align those two lids before you glue them together with hot melt, when they come together, they'll line up. Because if that jug is leaning to the side or something, what's going to happen when you start pouring all that stuff in is it'll probably tip over. So now you've got a good way to, if you buy the economy size like this, it's got handholds on the sides and everything, and then you can, if you've got a couple of these other jugs like that, now that'll save you some money right there. I mean, with the price of gas and everything, and one of the things we've got, one of the projects is trying to find these little guys a home. A lot of people would benefit from having a little kitty cat or puppy dog, but it's the cost of the thing. And so we haven't got room here at the lab for them, but we're trying to come up with ways to make it more cost efficient so that more people, because I know these two little guys, they mean the world to me. And of course, trying to cut the cost is like litter and some other stuff we'll talk about later on. Okay, now the other one is the litter box. And I've seen people scooping that with a little scoop and everything. That is no way to do it. You get so much of the litter in there, you're skipping half the litter out when you're trying to get to their, kitty cat mud. But now what you do, you see right here, you got two of these buckets right here, and this comes off of here, like that, comes loose. And then you just pour the litter down through this. This is 1/4-inch hardware cloth. Pour it down through there, and then you take everything that's left, put it back in that's in here, put it back in here. And there's your that's where you put your kitty cat mud right there. But it's a lot faster and more efficient because you're not throwing out half the kitty litter, when you're scooping it. Okay, now this is a model of the wind-safe sign. I'm going to show you that in this backyard. You see how these little signs like this, when the wind's blowing directly from the end, it doesn't affect the sign at all. But if you have a crosswind on the sign, these guys blow out of the way like that so it doesn't blow the sign over. See this down here? It says experimental. This is a proof of concept demonstrator model, a little small one. And my YouTube, of course, you're probably already on YouTube now. And my channel name is Lightnin Rod PBN. LIGSTNIN PBN. And check out, we're going to have some videos on there with the Save the USA project. Now we'll go back in the backyard here for just a minute. I'll show you the full-size sign over there. Okay, here now you can see the full-size wind-safe sign up here, mounted up here on this thing right here. This is full-size right there. And then if you see my other videos about the Curiosity pinwheel, we had it mounted up over there. But for the moment, we've got it down. We're in the process of putting some upgrades on it. But there's a full-size wind-safe sign, and of course, there's the platform is YouTube, and then channel name is Lightnin Rod PBN, and Save the USA video. Okay, so that's the back side of the wind-safe sign. Of course, it faces the street out there, and there's where the pinwheel mounts up there. Just go look up Curiosity pinwheel, and you can see how that was all about. And that's how I get up there to it. And for safety, I made some oversized steps. These steps fit on the ladder over there, and they're about 6 inches wide. So it makes it a lot safer getting up and down this ladder. And right there, there's the winch. It goes up there, and that's aircraft cable right there to lift the sign up or to put it down if you're going to work on the sign. There's the parts for the sign right there. You recognize that if you've seen that Curiosity pinwheel. There's the middle little thing right there that spins around, and then the other blades. We got it down here. No sense in having it up there in the weather, getting all beat up. You haven't got until we get it all upgraded. Now this whole thing right here, you can see it's 1, 2, 3 bays long. It's made out of conduit. That's a humongous wind-safe sign. I had it up on top of the car, and not using it right now. And this is one of the flapper signs they're on. So you had one up here, and then one down here, and then one down in there. Was 3 over here and 3 over there, and right here. I love this right here. There, you can see how the wind, if you're driving down the road in the car and then you hit a crosswind, these things would just swing to the side, so you didn't blow the car over. And there it says it all right there. Dare to think big. And that's what we did with this sign. Now, one other minor little detail, you notice I had a set of springs right here, this swing right here, and that would, and there's a cam on there, so that would tend to hold the sign, in one position like that, so it wouldn't flop around. But you learn things, you see. So without that on there, the sign is perfectly contained, in this metal frame right here, metal in here and metal here, so it couldn't go anywhere. And the thing going down the road and all flopping around in the breeze like I was about to fly apart. And I can guarantee you it was a lot more eye-catching when it was like that than when it was partially contained with these cams in there. Well, I guess that pretty well sums up this video. I'm doing about 2 ways to save money on your kitty litter. And of course, I'm going to do some other stuff, and it will be on YouTube, and we'll probably call it Kitty Cat cost cutters. KKKK, kitty cat cost cutters. But in the meantime, dare to think big.